Thinking about moving to Sherman, Texas, but worried there are things people aren't telling you? In this video, I'm sharing 7 honest things no one tells you about living in Sherman in 2026. And make sure you stick around for number 6, because that's the one that surprises almost everyone who moves here, and it can make the difference between loving it here or feeling like you made a mistake. By the end of this video, you'll know 3 big things: what day-to-day life in Sherman really feels like, the trade-offs people don't think about before they move, and how to tell if Sherman is actually a good fit for you or if you should look somewhere else. Hey, I'm local realtor Amanda Phillips, your real estate connection here in Sherman, Texas. I help people relocate to Sherman and the Texoma area, and on this channel, I share what it's really like to live here, not just the brochure version. If you're researching a move to Sherman or North Texas, hit subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming videos on neighborhoods, cost of living, and what it's like day to day here. First, let's talk about growth. On paper, Sherman looks like a small Texas city that suddenly hit the jackpot with major employers, big investments, and fast population growth. But here's what that actually looks like when you live here: more construction, more people, and more pressure on roads, schools, and services. You'll see orange cones, coming soon signs, and new neighborhoods where there used to be fields. I had a client move here recently who said, "We thought we were moving to a sleepy little town. We did not expect this many bulldozers." They still love it, but the growth curve was a shock. Second, traffic. No, Sherman is not Dallas or Plano. You're not going to be parked on a freeway for an hour every day. But it's also not the empty road small town some people imagine. During rush hours, certain intersections and Highway 75 can absolutely back up, especially with construction. If you're commuting toward the Metroplex, where you live in Sherman and what time you leave really matters. If you're expecting 5-minute drives everywhere, that's probably going to feel frustrating. If you're used to big city gridlock, you'll probably think, this is nothing. It really depends on what you're comparing it to. Third, housing. If you're coming from higher priced states or big Texas metros, Sherman can feel like a breath of fresh air. You can often get more space, a yard, and a quieter feel for less than what you're used to paying. But talk to people who've lived here a long time and you'll hear a very different story. Prices and property taxes have climbed a lot over the last few years. That means newcomers feel like it's affordable, while longtime locals feel like it's getting expensive for a smaller city. So before you move, decide what affordable means to you. Are you okay with new construction and an HOA fee? Do you want an older neighborhood with mature trees? These choices matter more here than most people think. Fifth, we have to talk about Texas weather and everything that comes with it. Summers are hot and humid. Not a few hot days hot, but season-long hot, where your air conditioner is your best friend and you plan outdoor time around mornings and evenings. You'll also get storms, wind, and the occasional "is it going to turn into something?" weather alert. Most people adjust, but if you're coming from a mild climate, it can be a big adjustment at first. And yes, there are mosquitoes, fire ants, and random bugs and critters. That's just part of living in this part of Texas. You learn where the shade is, what spray to buy, and you get used to it. Number 6 is the one most people feel but can't really explain, and this is the one I said could make or break your experience here. It's the pace of life. A lot of people move here to slow down from big city stress, and in many ways, you really do feel that. Shorter lines, people chatting with you in the store, and local events that actually feel local. You'll hear about community events, Friday night lights, and lake days. It feels more human. But the growth brings big town interruptions, busier grocery stores at peak times, longer waits at popular restaurants, schools and services getting stretched, more out-of-state plates in parking lots. Sherman sits in this middle ground between slow small town and busy growing city. And how you feel about that depends a lot on what you're coming from and what you want. If this helped you get a clearer picture of what life in Sherman is really like, here are 2 simple next steps. First, hit subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming videos where I break down specific Sherman neighborhoods, cost of living, and things I wish every buyer knew before they moved here. Second, if you already know you're moving here and you want help figuring out which part of Sherman actually fits your lifestyle and budget, click the link at the top of the description. That will take you to my website where you can tell me a bit about your situation and we can take the next step together. Thanks for watching, and if you want to know more about Sherman, here's a few videos I recommend.